And this is a demonstration of open-ended lab that has been assigned to the class for digitizing the data in QGIS, which would be gauged in the open-ended lab problem. So the class is divided into 15 groups of 3 members of each group, and all the groups are assigned with these topics. So these are the locations in the Rawalpindi and Islamabad region in which you have to digitize the different features of it. So first, what features you are going to digitize is you have to figure out that in your map, in your selected or in your assigned area, you must have different facilities. You have roads, you have markets, you have hospitals, you have public sector buildings, you have local community buildings, you have vegetation, and all these features must be digitized. So the few of the features that I have mentioned here, but your digitization must not limit it to all these features. The whatever the features you are facing in your location, you must have to digitize them all. So how you can digitize the different things I have explained you earlier in regular classes. For example, you are going to digitize um, a house building or some hospital. Let's say you have to digitize a hospital building. Then in QGIS, let's say I am giving you some hints by which you can by the help of which you can do your work effectively. But you have to explore all different things that I have explained in class, and I have provided you the video lectures that you will be studying in order to have a effective map and effective your this open-ended lab problem. So for example, you are digitizing some building. It must be in a polygon shape, it may be a rectangular shape, some polygon shape. So you have to select the shape file and make the selection of a polygon, and then draw the polygon on your base map on it. Let's say you are going to draw the roads or streets in your assigned area. Then you have to select the shape file with a line, or a vectors layer. Then you will be able to draw the streets. If you want to show your data in terms of some points, then you have to select the shapefile. Then you have to select the points in a shapefile. So likewise, you can digitize it for any of the feature that you want. So secondly, um, when you acquire all the data, all the jurisdiction of your assigned location, and identify it on a Google map, then you will snip it up from the Google and import it in QGIS. And then your first step would be to georeference it. So georeferencing is very very important in this open-end lab problem. Otherwise, your data would not be assigned to the geospatial location, correct geospatial location. It would make some errors. Your location would not be overlapped upon the real time location. So you first have to georeference it, and then you must start digitizing it. Before digitizing before georeferencing will make a lot of problem for you people, or maybe your all work can be discarded, because if you do not provide the georeferencing of your assigned location. So in the milestones that I have mentioned here, that first milestone is georeferencing. You have to have your location georeferenced. uh, how can you georeference your location? I have explained you earlier in video tutorial that you have learned from YouTube, on my YouTube link that I have provided in folder, in this folder. And you will do reference it in, as it will be taken as your first task. Then what will you do is, uh, as you know that the basic feature of the QGIS different. You can import the data, you can export the data, you can change the layer styling, you can use the plugin, you can download the plugins, you can render your data, you can work with the coordinate reference system, you can select the desired coordinate reference system. Basically, the second milestone is to familiarizing you people with the QGIS basics that you have learned before. So uh, before the application of these basics, uh, you must have you must have to learn them and remember them while digitizing your data. So thirdly, you have a data structure and review, and you have to identify the data attribute tables. You have a lot of data in terms of attribute table. You will select the features. You might be measuring your features or angles, in terms of angles, or some distances, some areas, and you will be using your Excel sheets in order to in order to fill in the attribute tables. And then you can import your Excel sheets in terms of some comma delimited files or something else that you know. And in third part, it is data structure and review. What sort of data you are taking for the GIS? You must have to take considerable amount of a data to put in um, your project, so that you can have a very good representation of your project. Then you will be making maps. Obviously, you're digitizing the data. Your fourth step is basically that digitizing your data. In digitizing data, you the identified features on the ground of your assigned jurisdiction of your location that I have mentioned in page 1. You will draw the features on QGIS, and after drawing the features, you will give them desired properties, layer properties, styling, so that it might look professional, or it might look some distinctable features, like it might have a roads, streets, hospitals, public sector buildings, and all these in a very good representative manner, so that its printed file or its presentation might be effective. After drawing the cartographic map, you must have to print all sort of your drawings or maps into some PDF form, and you have to submit it in hard form. So in hard form, you have to print it on A2 paper, some desirable size paper. It might be A3 if you consider your details adequately visible on A3 paper, then A3 is okay. If you think that A2 is best option for this, if your map is very large, then you can select the A2 paper. Uh, whatever the paper uh, Whatever the paper size you want to select, just select it and print it out your main map upon it, and make a report of your open-ended lab, and submit it with your uh, with your drawing, map drawing. The marking would be like I will show you the rubrics. The marking would be it would be a solid 40 marks out of 100 of this subject. So there are three domains: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. For cognitive portion, I would gauge you people from the data organization, quality and quantity of the information. And for the psychomotor, I will gauge you from the viva taken from that open-ended lab. And I want I will assign you little tasks that you have performed in your open-ended lab individually, so that I can gauge the psychomotor, how effective you can do these tasks. So for effective, I can have uh, a plagiarism report of the report that you have submitted. So the this open-ended lab would be gauged from all three domains, and these domains sum up to the 10 numbers. So 10 numbers for each of the milestone. So I have assigned the 10 numbers to each of the milestone. If you like, if you reference your data very well, then you will get the full marks in module 1 of task 1 module 1. If you if you provided the each and every detail in the map, or you if you provide the every attribute to the um, facilities, then you might consider yourself to getting good marks in section 3 and 4, which is module 3 and 4. So this is the marking criteria upon which you will getting your marks. So in marking level, I have defined the levels of marking starting from point 0.75 to 3 in data organization and quality in quantity of information, with the step size of 0.75, which indicating which indicates the starting from the beginning, developing, a completion, exemplary stage. So here is a breakdown for your marking. So in case of any question, you can ask me via email, or comment it, or you can text me over. So this is how the open-ended lab would be marked, and this is how the open-ended lab you must have to consider it um, with a high importance, as it has a 40% solid marks. So thank you.